All right, and today we are talking about mental health issues at work. And specifically what we're asking is, should you disclose, or rather, should you discuss your mental issues in the workplace? This is what you guys had to say.
But also depends on the kind of job. Okay. Yes, if it's a must to disclose, you can disclose. But if it's not, the other jobs application are maybe optional.
What sort of jobs do you think it's a must to disclose?
Maybe the food industry.
The food industry?
Yeah, if you are in the food industry.
Why?
It also depends on whether you're serving. It could cause health issues if you are sick and you're also handling other people's food. And even also in the hospital.
Yes, I think you should disclose your mental issue when you're going for a job.
Why?
Because many people get disturbed when any job you do, when you have a mental problem, you might not concentrate. And sometimes some of the jobs look like the police. You really need to consider your mental issue, mental health.
Disclosing it can bring about a lot of what can I say? It can bring on board quite a number of factors that they'll have to look at. Let's say that you're looking for a job, then for you to disclose your mental health, they'll be like, if it's way past the normalcy, they'll have to be like, you know what, Nana, you can't be here around. So basically, what I can say, I don't think you know how you have to. You don't have to.
When applying for a job, yes.
Why?
Because it's good, because sometimes kwangu kulingana na mimi ni vizuri because saa zingine unaweza run mad. Unaelewa? Unaweza run mad kwa unafanya kazi which inaweza lead to a lot of things kwa kazi, kama unaweza vutwa kazi, unaelewa? Saa zingine unaweza kuwa na stress na usiposema inaweza kufanya uvutwe kazi na yani maisha yako tu inaweza kuwa hard sana.
Yes, and of course in studio with us we do have our favorite consultant psychiatrist. I don't know, I always confuse those two. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Thank
back.
you.
I'm like, what's your take? How would you define mental health? If just, a normal person just asked you who has no idea what mental health is.
Okay, to just make it very simple. It's from basic day-to-day things, how we talk, what we think, how we behave generally, such that, and also how we function within the society or the space, the environment around us. So that's just on a scale. Now, when people have mental health problems, it's now like a problem in one of those areas. Either their thought process is not okay, so you see they're behaving inside, or how they talk and how they respond to you. Ask them a question, whatever they respond is not what you were talking about, or they behave in a certain type of way, and you're like, that's not quite normal. So it's just how you think, how you feel, how you behave, and how you function within the space around you.
And right now we're very big on, talking about, your mental issues. Don't just stay with it. Don't feel like, I'll get over it.
Yes.
But is talking about it at work a good idea?
That, I think, there isn't a clear-cut yes or no answer. It will now depend on the individual. It will also depend on the work that they do. It will also depend on the employer and the kind of the colleagues that they have and the kind of support that there is within, or the mental health support that there is within that work environment.
Because I feel like for us creatives, we need to talk about our mental health more.
Yeah.
So, for us here, like working at Switch TV, would you advise us to talk about, our mental health issues?
At the end of the day, I think it is better to talk about it, but also how much are you disclosing? And are you comfortable with whatever you're disclosing being out there? And who are you disclosing it to, and for what purpose? Is it to get support? Is it to get just people to understand you a bit better? Is it to get maybe a different type of accommodation, such that they know I can't stay in a place where I need too much concentration because the kind of disorder I have
doesn't allow it.
Yes, my concentration will be too good. So they'll probably take you to a different place. But you're not ideally, it's not necessarily a must, obligated rather, to give the diagnosis and say maybe I have bipolar or I have schizophrenia. No one needs,
You don't have
as
to
in,
say
yes,
it.
you're not obligated to do that. You can just say, I have a disorder that prevents me from concentrate, or will require me to be in different places. I mean, I can't sit down at one place.
But I feel like we don't have the luxury as people, you know, because a lot of people are trying to look for jobs. Okay, let me just talk about Kenya in general.
Yeah.
And by the time you're telling someone I have mental issues, you'll be at the bottom of the list of, you know, consideration. So I feel like a lot of people fear disclosing some of those things. They're like, I'd rather hide it until maybe less kwenye taniibisha kabisa ma itoke tu watu waenda wamejua, but I'll never be open about it and admit it, right? But do you think a lot of people do understand they suffer from mental health disorders? Do you think most Kenyans understand what mental health is even?
We are still, I think, mental health literacy was still a very far way from where we are and where we need to be at. And as you said, I wouldn't advocate. Anyway, I mean, as you said, at the end of the day, it depends on the job you're applying and the kind of employer you're going to have. But before your application, I feel like that would work against you. But it would be important, like once maybe you're in the job, in the role, if there's a HR, let's say for example, or whoever your boss is, to just tell them, oh, by the way, there's, again, you don't need to say the disorder, but there's once in a while, maybe I get moments where I feel very overwhelmingly anxious and I cannot sit in a place, or I get a panic attack. But before the job,
before the contract,
I wouldn't. I mean, again, I said it depends. It varies. It's not clear cut.
With where you work, because obviously some organizations are progressive and others.
Yes,
okay, that's good. So, can an employer fire you because you have mental issues?
Ideally, I think there's a protection from the law, but there are steps in which you need to take, even you as the employee. So have you gone for your mental health checks? Has your psychiatrist or whichever doctor cleared you and said this is
right, you can go to work?
Yes, you can go to work, or you can do light duties. You should be exempted for maybe duties that require this, if it's like operating machinery and stuff, and you maybe the medication you've been given causing drowsiness. So yes, but are you following that up? Because I know even for us in the medical field, you need to be doing, I think, 3 monthly, if the board hasn't changed, but it's 3 monthly checkups with your psychiatrist. So you go.
So you're a psychiatrist who has a psychiatrist?
Not doctors.
Oh, doctors.
But I mean, and then I will be mgangaji.
Hajigangi.
That one. Gangi.
Sijui.
Gang. Must be gangi.
Gangaji.
So yeah, so I think it's depending on the employer shouldn't dismiss you on those grounds unless
there's reasonable cause.
Yes, there's reasonable cause, or I mean, you can still plead your case depending on what exactly transpired, also when the episode happened, or maybe you are told go seek help, you declined, you didn't go over and over again. Maybe now on such grounds they may, but just because you have a mental illness, no.
Okay, that's very insightful. Thank you, Linda, for joining us today. Guys, we need to take a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So welcome back, and of course, we were discussing, about, talking about your mental issues and disclosing that kind of information to your, job, either writing it on your job application or putting it in your CV, watu wengine, or just, talking about it around your work environment. And a lot of you are saying no, some are saying yes. So Richie anasema no, Rachel anasema not really, but yes, in case. Dennis is saying yes. J. Kim anasema no. We all know Kenya is a big mental institution. Wow. Okay. Due the dramas surrounding us. I think that was supposed to be due to the dramas surrounding us. They will understand. Anisha anasema no. That would in the future be used against you. #chatspot, #kush wa Jesus lakini si yule wa
Ala.
lakini thank you. Yes, I'm of the Lord. Thank you. Kenado anasema mambo ya kazi ikae kazini. Marianne anasema yes, in case anyone wants to mess with you. Susan anasema yes, nikikosa kulipwa on time next day na kuaga na mental issue. Sorry. I rest the comments.
Wakenya.
That word has finished me. Thank you for the feedback. Keep it coming. 111 444 is our SMS line at only 1 shilling. Let us know, Wagwan, and what do you think about this whole situation, Joyce?
Wakenya. There's nothing you can't make a joke out of. But you know what? It's good for your mental health. Crack some jokes once in a while. But anyway, guys, our guest is in studio, so you know what time it is.